So we are back. So arguments against. No significant or prolonged temperature changes. Some people have these temperature changes, they're a little skewed. And one of the reasons why people say they're a little skewed is most temperature readings are taken at airports. Official temperature readings are taken at airports. Because airports are obviously flat. They're flat for the airplanes to land. They're treeless, so that's where the official numbers are. But a lot of times those numbers have been recorded at the same airport. So let's take Chicago O'Hare, for example. Back in the day, let's say 1950s, 1960s, that airport was probably out there by itself because airline and air travel wasn't that safe. So it was kind of out there by itself. Therefore, if a plane crashed, it wasn't going to crash into a neighborhood, that kind of a thing. But over time, we have seen cities grow up around airports, whether it's Chicago O'Hare or any other airport. Cities tend to grow up around that airport. So what that does is it creates more concrete. And as we know, that the sun heats the land, which heats the air above it. So if it's concrete, that atmosphere, that radiation from the sun can't get absorbed. It reflects back into the sun, so it's hotter. Think about it. You stand on a sidewalk, it's a lot hotter than if you go stand under a tree. So a lot of people say this has created what are called heat islands, where the temperature is just warmer over a city than, of course, obviously would be over the neighboring woods. So as cities have grown up around airports, obviously they're going to record higher temperatures because there's more concrete surrounding it than trees and maybe other woodland or just grass that used to be there back in the 1950s and 1960s and early 1970s. So that is actually what has caused the spike in temperatures. Not actual global warming, just we building near the airports. So anyway, that's one argument right there. Argument number two, there is not enough historical data. You kind of say that. When you think about it, the Earth is millions and millions of years old. We have been here, little tiny speck in the history of the entire planet. We've actually even have shorter amount of time with instruments that can actually record these things and record them well. You know, the caveman couldn't record temperatures. We can. So we don't really know what has happened in the past. We don't have a record of that. Maybe the Earth has gotten warmer and it's cooled down, and it's gotten warmer and it's cooled down. Maybe we're just in a warming cycle. And as everything in life goes, it goes in a cycle. One year your football team is really good, the next year your football team is really bad. It's going to come back around. Everything again in life goes in a cycle. So a lot of people say that we just don't have enough historical data to really make an argument that yes, we're warmer now than we've ever been in the past, because that data just doesn't exist. It really doesn't. Some people say that Arctic ice has actually increased rather than decreasing. So there's some argument to that as well. Another thing is that global models are proven to be unreliable. And that is true. If we cannot even predict the weather with accuracy 3 days out, how are we going to predict what's going to be happening in 50, 25 years, 75 years from now, globally, if we can't even get the weather right in 5 days? So there is that kind of an argument as well. And kind of along with that, early predictions of effects of global warming have been wrong. For example, back in the 1990s, it was predicted that all Arctic ice would be gone by the year 2013. But it's not. It's still there, maybe shrinking, maybe growing, but it's still there. It didn't disappear in the year 2013. And I'm sorry, my dogs are starting to bark. So, again, which argument do you believe? It's up to you. There are more arguments for and there are more arguments against. This is just kind of a little to get you started, I guess. So again, you have to come up with a paper, 2 to 3 pages, taking a stance for or against global warming, 3 citations, and what is today? Today is the 27th, so I would like for this to be due by, I think, May 5th. The 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Yes, May 5th. I think that gives you a week. Do email it. I did not set it up on Moodle, so email it to sblack@lsua.edu. And in the title of your email, put global warming paper. That way I can search for all of them and find them all relatively easy. So please do that. If you have not turned in your previous paper, please turn that in as well. I am contemplating doing a test or a small quiz, something, maybe a 20-question quiz, if you are concerned about your grade, and putting it out there. I haven't really reached a consensus on that. If you watch this and you have a consensus, let me know. But that would be due probably about the same time of the 5th as well. So again, this is our last lecture. Again, it was very short. It was very sweet. I'm sorry the semester kind of got a little messed up. I hope you enjoyed the class nonetheless. I know I did. A little different, but I still enjoyed it. So thank you guys for taking the class. I really appreciate it. I do hope you learned something, and I will see y'all soon. Thanks. Bye.